Welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast.
You've been eating stuff.
Stuffing these.
The Mountain from Game of Thrones, if you ever watched it.
He has a little brother called the Hill.
Shut up. Shut up.
Elon Musk, one of the most intelligent people out there.
His son is going to have a lifetime of bullying.
This episode has no special guests. it's just Sean and Michael. It's just us. We're here. Alright. So yeah, let's sync up the audio. Welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name is Michael.
My name's Sean.
Well, how you been, mate? It's only been a few days.
It's only been a few days.
You're going away this weekend, so we're jumping on this recording session a little bit early.
So usually we record on Mondays. Up in the air about what times. It always changes. And then we're filming this on a Thursday.
Correct.
Because I'm going to be away on Monday.
So if there's any breaking news, say the world's coming to an end.
And we don't talk about it.
Maybe starting Sunday. We don't talk about it on Monday.
Podcast abandoned.
On Monday's episode, we don't talk about anything crazy happening. That's probably why. So it might be a bit.
Apologise about that.
But good thing. Bloody 2 weeks from now, episode's going to be cracking because we're going to have so much to talk about.
That is true. Yeah.
You're going to maybe tell a few stories of your weekend away.
I'll be writing down everything I experienced.
You're going snowboarding, aren't you?
Yes, I'm going to the snow. That's where I'm going to be.
You're buying a new board tomorrow.
I am buying a new board. Very excited.
Very excited. Snow gear, sports gear in general, pretty expensive, eh?
Snow sports are probably the most expensive, I'd say.
Unless you're into like yacht racing.
Yeah. Well, snow gear's that kind of thing where you splurge kind of 1 year and then like you don't have to upgrade.
It lasts you a good while.
Yeah. It's just the board I bought used, so it's a bit it's a bit hay going. Then I'm like, I'll buy a new board. But there's still like parts of my gear I need to upgrade, but I won't upgrade now. You know what I mean? Later on, kind of thing. It's just that slow kind of process.
You often get trapped into the do I need it or do I want it?
Yeah,
part of the sport because like a board can last you 5 years.
Oh, easily.
But by the end of that fourth year, you probably, or by the end of the say second or third year, you're like, man, I kind of really want a new board to change things up a little bit. Do you buy a new pair of soccer boots every season?
No. I haven't bought a new pair of soccer boots in 4 or 5 years.
You know that means you're not going hard enough on the field, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Have you damaged any shoes before playing soccer?
Yeah, I used to cycle through a pair every season.
Yeah, I used to do that too.
One pair. They just used to be shredded by the end. The soles were falling off and shit. I used to have to electrical tape the shoe together. That's for like the grand final because we always made it to the grand final, you know.
You've been in so many grand finals. It's like every season. That's classic. But electrical tape in your shoes. Did you ever used to tie up your laces with electrical tape to make sure they don't untie?
Unravel? No,
you never did that. Some people used to do that. Kind of weird though.
Do you think some people take club soccer too seriously? Because we play at a pretty average like Sunday league club level.
We just play Sunday league club level. You come across those people, but I'm one of those people that on the field, I'm pretty competitive, sort of.
Off the field though, absolute party animal.
But as soon as the whistle blows, I feel like I'm just like, whatever, you know? See you next week kind of thing. It's like not really a big deal. It doesn't, you know what I mean? But I feel like I tried, like I'm not going to not try. Soccer's my favorite sport. I love playing it. So
I always see it as if you're on the field, you're trying.
Yeah.
Like, you're not there to muck around.
Yeah.
You're not there to, like, be idiots and muck around.
Like banter's okay, but you got to try your best.
The reason sport's a thing is, like, it's competitive, but it's fun because it's competitive. And so you go in trying. But, that being said, you can definitely do it.
Yeah.
I remember being in under 10s. We were the 10As. We were, like, the A team, like, starting at the 8s, 8As, 9As.
If you don't know what the A's is,
we're all right.
It's the top team.
All right.
Yeah.
But my coach was just, like, way too into it.
Yeah.
He was, he'd like get real worked up and it was just a nightmare. And I remember under 10s, we made it to the grand final and we were already in the grand final. So we had the week off before because the other two teams had to battle it out for second. And during that 2 weeks off, our manager put together a diet and exercise plan for us in under 10s, regular club soccer.
So by the way, you're 11 years old at this point.
We're 11 years old or 10 years old.
10 years old.
They're like, this is what you should be eating and how much you should be eating to like sustain energy levels.
What? Like we'll break down the calories
leading up to the big game. It was like a bunch of recommended recipes for our parents. And Mum looked at it and was like, what the hell? Like, why?
That's not going to improve
You know.
anything in a week.
Yeah.
No way.
2 weeks.
Especially when you're 10 years
They
old.
just wanted us at our peak or
Yeah,
something. And I was
it's
like,
like,
what are you talking
It's
about?
okay to like give someone maybe some training drills. If, you know, maybe those kids are a bit like, oh, you know, I wouldn't mind doing some training, but like eating? You're 10 years old, bro. Like, who cares?
Peanut butter.
You know what I mean?
You know, you're fine.
Yeah, no.
That's what I got out of soccer when I was younger because of that. It was like too serious. I was like, I'm not having fun anymore
What
because it's
grade
just
did you drop out in?
under 10s, and then I played rugby from 10s to 13s or 11s
Really?
to 13s, and then I went back to soccer because I got too small for rugby.
Yeah.
Well, everyone was hitting puberty and I was tiny.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's like that, isn't it?
it's a bit shit.
Yeah, no, I was in the A's for a while, but it was competitive. But I think that's where I sort of got the competitiveness of soccer from. Lots of people come in with like different expectations. Lots of people come in to like have a bit of a go and then a laugh. Whereas I feel like I'm a little bit above that. Like you said, like
Yeah.
it's like I'm here to play. I'm like not really here to. I'm here to put in 100%. You know what I mean?
When we reached 18s, we made a team with our friends from school. Do you think, looking back, that was a good experience or a bad experience?
I think it was a good experience.
You had fun?
Yeah. For me, when it comes,
I got frustrated a lot.
oh really?
Because it became too jokey and fun and not serious enough.
I think when competitiveness is important, but like for me, like I'll put in 100%.
Yeah.
If someone else doesn't, it's frustrating. But
And that's where
like,
the frustration came
that's-
from, for
yeah.
me at least.
yeah, but if I see someone, maybe they're not very good at the sport, but they're trying their best.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get
No,
mad at it. You know what I mean?
of course not. No.
But there's obviously people who don't really feel that way, and it's just sort of the clash of ideas and stuff like that. But yeah,
Definitely.
then you went and made a super team. Do you
Did
remember that in the 18s? Was it 18s? Yeah, it was the 18s. I'm pretty
I
sure.
played for a few different teams.
Yeah, you guys made the and you made the.
I played with.
That was the year that we versed each other because we were in the same comp.
Yeah.
Nah, soccer's good. You know.
Soccer's good fun.
Yeah.
What do you think of solo sports? Just on
Like
top of
tennis, swimming,
squash. I really want to get together and play squash.
Squash is squash. I think I played once when I was super young. Really tough.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really sweaty. Well, like, you know,
My
it's in a
favourite.
box, and like you actually do a lot of running, like a lot of short sprints. You know what
It's
I mean?
like handball,
It's
but with a
brutal
racket,
on the
isn't it?
knees. Probably worse than tennis, I'd say.
Tennis
is like
tough on the legs.
yeah, but like squash is shorter. It's
Yeah.
like shortest bursts. Of
Yeah, you just
speed.
smack the hell out of it, don't you?
Yeah, and it's weird because like the squash, like it just doesn't bounce off the wall. I mean, it does, but like it's not like a normal bouncy like tennis ball.
No.
It's like a specific squash ball.
Yeah.
So it kind of just bounces off things, like real weird. But it would be fun.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Have you seen people play squash before?
I have. It's super quick and fast
Yeah, it's like
paced.
bang,
It's
bang,
like
bang,
yeah.
bang, bang, bang.
So have you ever seen people play shuttlecock?
What's that?
No. What is it? What's it called?
Describe it.
That's the little dome shaped feather, and they smack it with a racket over the net. It's like volleyball, but with a tiny little.
You play it
thing.
on the beach and stuff all the time.
Yeah, the ball, the thing that they hit is called a shuttlecock.
Yeah, no, but
what's the
it's
sport called?
I
Shuttle
don't
ball?
know.
Shuttle?
It's really annoying that I don't know this.
It's called shuttle something, right?
Nah, I think it's like, it starts with an R. It's like, I really want to stop and look it up.
Yeah, let's look it up.
All right. Well, you cut this out.
We're back. We looked it up. It was badminton.
Badminton.
Badminton?
Badminton. Badminton.
Is it badminton?
I think it's badminton.
Badminton.
I think it's like a
Like-
badminton, you know?
When a cat has 3 good legs, you say they have a bad mitten.
You tried really hard. And I'd like to say it worked, but it didn't.
Do cats have mittens? Is that what?
Yeah.
Or is it paws?
Oh, God, who cares?
When you're getting something out of the oven and
It's
one,
a hole in it.
one has a hole in it, it's a bad mitten.
It's a badminton. Do you ever play T-ball? Or some sort of softball, baseball
We did.
variant?
We did it in school a lot
Yeah.
because it was the perfect sport for those that weren't very coordinated. Because you didn't have to hit a baseball that was coming at
Are
you.
you playing me out because I played it? That's so
No,
dumb.
I played it too. It's all right.
Yeah, but you played it. You didn't play outside of school.
My favorite position in T-ball was the pitcher.
You didn't do anything.
I held the ball up and they hit it off my hand.
Ah, I get that. Because there actually is a pitcher position in T-ball.
Yeah,
yeah.
they stand in front.
Yeah.
But,
I remember I was in a T-ball team. It was pretty competitive. And
you actually played outside of school?
Yeah, I played outside of
Okay,
school.
cool.
I played with a friend of ours. And, you know, he gets pretty competitive. And there was some funny memories. He got a slingshot one training session. Got a slingshot with
I've heard of
water
this.
balloons in it. And he would sling it out to us in the outfield and we'd try and catch it. It was fun.
That's cool.
But I remember
That's
I was
fun.
pitcher, and obviously pitcher, you don't actually pitch it because the ball's already on the tee.
Yeah.
So this guy smacks it to me, like straight to me, and I like, cause you've obviously got a mitt, like, you know, like in table, like in normal baseball and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like caught it with like sort of both kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I like I just smashed my root finger like in like that, like
Hit
just
the-
like
hit-
jarred it. You know
Hit
what I
the
mean?
tips of your fingers.
Yeah,
rather
like
than,
just jarred it, and I was like, oh, like it was
How old
painful.
were you?
As. Oh, I'd say I was probably 9 or 10.
Are T-balls as hard as baseballs?
No,
they're bigger.
T-balls
aren't
are bigger. They're like
Yeah.
about that big, bit soft. Like you can squish it in a little bit, and it smashed me. And then we're playing the rule where if you get 3 people out, the inning swap kind of thing.
they? Right.
So it was pretty cool because I caught it. So that person's out. And then immediate instinct, I turned to first base and threw it. And that person at first base was already running and they turned around and was like, oh shit. And then they got out. So I got 2 people out. I'm pretty competitive, you know? And then the next person hit it.
A
to
non-competitive man wouldn't do
me.
that.
I picked it up. So the next person comes and hits it. It was along the ground. I pick it up. And I got to throw it and it just goes, ugh. I've like destroyed my finger. And I didn't want to tell anyone. Like, I didn't want to tell I didn't want to disappoint him. I'm just like, oh, I'm in so much pain. Like I couldn't throw the ball. It was bad. It was fun, but it's a fun sport.
It is. I don't know. There's a lot of sports that I kind of wish I played. When
Like
we
what?
played at school, lacrosse was super fun.
Lacrosse is fun.
I really enjoyed playing lacrosse at
Lacrosse
school,
would be cool.
just for sport. But
yeah.
I don't know anyone that plays lacrosse in Australia. It's not
Yeah.
very big in Australia.
No, definitely not.
So
What other sports do you want to play?
ultimate frisbee.
Ooh, yeah.
I
That'd be cool.
went through a bit of a frisbee phase in high school.
Yeah.
Where we would take a decent
You and a
frisbee
couple friends, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd throw. It was good fun. Frisbee
Never
never gets old. You know.
Huh?
Frisbees are always fun.
Frisbees
I
are
find.
always fun,
You can always
yeah.
bring one out.
Yeah.
It's always people that
I
love
want to
frisbee.
make a volleyball team. Like a mixed volleyball team.
That would be cool. Like
I played
indoor?
volleyball in high school. Like it was me and my other friend.
Yeah.
It was actually really fun. It was it was just a all boys team. We had heaps of banter and it was really fun.
That's cool.
I was really short back then, so like I wasn't that good, but I would be like, it'd be really fun. But I looked it up and like not many people played volleyball. There'd be like a
No.
beach volleyball competition in summer, but it'd be hard. I'll
We
look
can
into
look
it.
into
I'll
it.
look into it.
We can
I
look
might be,
into
able to, might be able to sling it, but like might be a bit of traveling or something. But I don't know. It'll be fun.
It would be fun.
Volleyball's a bit different, yeah.
I finished my running competition.
Ooh, how'd you fare up?
Look, okay, so beginning of the month.
I remember there was a couple episodes ago.
If you-
You were like, "Yeah, I'm really into it, man."
Quick update.
Yeah.
Beginning of June, I entered a running competition with a work friend and his friends. We've all gotten along. I'm friends with all his friends now. All great.
Beautiful.
First week of June, I ran something like 22 kilometers. Great start.
That's
absolutely
a lot.
flying. I was like coming first or second or third or something.
Mhm.
I was killing it.
Yep.
And then
Burnt yourself out.
I lost all interest. The gyms reopened.
Yep.
So I started going to the gym
As opposed
regularly,
to running kind of thing.
and so running wasn't my only fitness, and then it just felt like a lot of extra stuff that I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And long story short, I've only been on one run since that first week. I'm sitting at about 25 Ks, and I came second last.
Ooh, at least you didn't come last.
Yeah,
you
I
came
did-
last. Call him out.
my friend from work, the one that got me into the competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he didn't do too well either.
You suck, bro.
But now
Last.
I'm buying.
Case of beers for the boys.
I don't
You
know.
how
I
it
don't
works?
think he listens.
Huh.
But
Oh, I don't care.
in case he does,
Come on, man. Anyways.
but I have to now buy a case of alcohol for our little end of month gather.
Wait, I thought it was only the person who came last.
Well, we changed it because there's like 10 of us. A case wouldn't go very far, so we've got the
Or
bottom,
was like the bottom three?
bottom 3 buys cases.
What are
now.
you going to buy? Cheapest one?
Well,
Or
it's
are you
it's a
gonna
mixture of guys
splurge?
and girls, and not all the girls drink beer. So
Maybe one person
we're,
buys
we're
like
tossing
a
up
couple.
like cruisers, UDLs,
Ooh.
and some beer. So we're gonna like.
Get like a double black. 24-pack of
Oh,
double
yeah.
black.
Well, I offered to just buy a bunch of little fat lamb, like just
Bottles.
equivalent to a case or whatever.
Oh.
Just to
That's
and it was
disgusting.
mixed reactions. Like, you know, on Facebook you can react to messages.
Yeah.
Half of it was hearts, half of it was like sick faces, half of it was angry faces. Like,
How dare you.
people don't like the idea of little fat
definitely
lambs.
Not. Oh, that's just once you have one big night on little fat lambs, that's it. You can't go back.
Oh,
Well, I don't know if I'm pretty sure you've heard on another snow trip we're planning on doing. We're thinking about doing the cruiser challenge again.
yeah, I've heard about this. I'm in the group chat.
Yeah.
I've never I don't like. It's just a personal thing, but
It's just a personal thing, isn't it?
It's just a personal thing. I am not a big fan of participating in anything that's like competition based
Drinking.
indulgence of anything, like
Like
competition based consuming.
Like
Not
eating.
Eating competitions, Grace. Yeah, like what?
Have you ever participated in an eating
No,
competition?
but like it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, just seems gross and doesn't interest me. Drinking competitions, I can't think of anything worse than like not wanting to down 12 cruisers and then having to down 12 cruisers.
So for those who don't know what the cruiser challenge is, basically it's you and a teammate and you both need to share a case of cruisers. Cruisers are like this really light alcoholic beverage. They're like one standard drink.
One standard drink.
I don't know what the percentage is. They're like really light, basically. They taste like lolly water. So basically there's lots of sugar in it and then everyone just vomits and it's a bit of fun. You feel awful and it's disgusting.
Dreadful.
It's genuinely disgusting. But it's kind of fun.
So the cruiser challenge is you have 12. They come in cases of 12 or
24. There's 24.
packs of 24.
But you have to split it with the
So
team.
yeah, idea is you have teams of 2 or 3 and you have to finish your flavor of cruiser because they come in different flavors like watermelon, orange, whatever. Guava. You finish your case the quickest and whoever finishes their cake quickest is the cruiser challenge champion.
Yeah.
Like they're the...
And it's like whoever's last, you could have some kind of forfeit or whatever.
Yeah.
So basically you're pretty much guaranteed to throw up. Everyone does.
Yeah.
It's basically, there's so much sugar. It's so much like it's not even alcoholic. Like you don't feel drunk. It's just so much
You
liquid.
just get sick from the
just
amount
pure
of...
liquid.
The volume of it is
It's just
gross.
like every competition ends up, give it like half an hour and everyone's just like on the side of a bush just throwing up. They just keep going.
It's not good.
Last time we did it was the first time I did it. Michael was there, but you were the referee.
There was an odd number and I didn't play in the soccer team that we went away with.
Yeah.
I was just kind of a spectator that always showed up. So I offered to be the referee, which I didn't mind because I don't like.
That's why, but like, we had another friend who
drinking.
wasn't in the team but participated.
And he participated.
Yeah, but then now you're like, oh, I'll be the ref. You said like a couple cruises, but like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not, I don't know. I don't mind cruises. They're fine to
but when
drink.
you have 12 of them, it's
But when you have 12, it's too much.
There's like a little fat lamb challenge I've heard. I'm not doing that, bro.
Bro, you'll die.
Yeah.
If you somehow don't know, little fat lambs are like this really super strong cider.
Isn't it a wine?
No, it's little fat lamb cider.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like a super strong cider. There's like...
It's ridiculously cheap.
A regular sized can is like 2 standard drinks.
Yes.
Or something. It's super strong.
Think of like a normal beer is like a 1.2 standard drink. This is 2.0, which is heaps.
This is two standard drinks.
That's
They're just
a lot.
ridiculously strong.
And it's so cheap too. Like it's ridiculously cheap.
It's super cheap.
Like it's because it's not a nice alcohol. Like it's not like a vodka or something. Not that vodka's nice, but like compare the price of vodka to like a cider or something.
It's like a cheap wine equivalent of like cider. And it's just super strong and it's not
People
fun.
buy like big 1.25 or maybe it's a liter. Maybe they buy a big liter of little fat lamb and that's them done for the
And
night.
they just drink. They just
That's
sip
all
on
you
that.
need. That's all you need. It's
Dreadful
disgusting.
stuff. I have a question about... So lately, I've been watching a lot of TikTok. I reinstalled it now that exams are over, and I'm pretty sure I'm addicted.
The Chinese spying on you now,
Chinese
buddy.
are spying on me. I just keep watching TikToks when I'm bored, and I found a TikTok the other day that was a girl, and
Why am I not surprised?
lots of girls on TikTok.
I just
There's a girl on TikTok, and she was, you would say she was a very attractive person.
Oh, would you?
Okay, you would. You just simply would.
You did.
It's not.
It's just a given.
She's the type of attractive where it's not opinion based. It's
really?
She's very.
It's not borderline. It's no borderline
Very
here.
traditionally attractive.
Blonde hair type thing.
Lovely body, lovely face, whatever. Anyways, in this TikTok, she dances and she there's captions that say you're part of the something body happiness or something. It's like, girls, you're all part of the body happiness group. And then it's like, dance and show off your amazing bodies. Like, it's very body positive, this thing. And this whole time I was watching this TikTok, I was just like, look, great message, but you're a very, very attractive person.
You're cheating.
It sounds, I'm not going to say it's fake, but it does sound very easy for you to say and spout a lot of body positivity messages when you look like that. You're a very attractive person. Do you think, does anyone in your life ever just say stuff and you're like, shut up, this doesn't apply to you?
Yeah, I mean that applies to a lot of people for sure. Like I get what you're saying.
Like it's like
I feel like
someone...
it's the two ends of the spectrum when we talk about body positivity. Yeah, the really fat people that are like, I love my body, you know,
Yeah.
I'm happy being overweight. Yeah. Or it's the really attractive, already skinny ones that are like, I love my body. And it's like, obviously.
Or it's like really traditional, like models and stuff being like, you should accept your body and love it for what it is. And I'm like, that's easy for you to say because you're a very, very attractive person.
Yes.
And you probably get validated for that through everything you do. You're known as a
probably paid for it.
You're known as a pretty person, so it's very easy for you to say. But do you think that discredits them, or do you think it's like?
I think it's like their ultimate message is positive. Like it's not.
To me, it was kind of I was trying to think of like a metaphor to explain it, and I thought of it's like if Tiger Woods just said to a bunch of amateur golfers, "Guys, just hit the ball straight." It's not that it's not that hard. You just got to believe. Yeah,
it's like him saying.
But then again,
it's like him saying, I love the sport of golf. You should too. And it's like, yeah, well, we're not paid millions of dollars to play the sport, so shut your mouth.
But then again, you could argue that golf, you actually have to train and try hard and practice and
you have to do that with the body too.
Get good at. But some people are just born naturally attractive.
Yeah, some people are born like that.
And so for those people to be spouting about body positivity and loving yourself no matter what you look like, it's like, well, yeah, that's easy for you to say.
I've seen ones like models and stuff post like, I don't know, maybe a photo of them putting on a couple kilos, or maybe them or like maybe like a unfiltered, or like the ones with, what do they call that thing when it's like you bumpy on the legs? Cellulite photo or whatever. Yeah. But yeah,
I think that's always great. Like,
and they're like, oh, this is me, like it's fine.
And this is me, that's cool. Not through a filter, or not through chosen pictures. It's
that's cool.
I'm still a regular person. Yeah. A big one is like models and things posting like they'll have blemishes on their skin or acne scars or things like that. That it's like, they're so perfect.
Cover up.
Yeah. It's like they're so perfect, but they show that it's not. And I think that's a better approach than just being like, be happy.
Yeah,
it's like you kind of, I don't know.
Like, no, it's tough.
I just found it interesting, and a lot of the comments on TikTok were like, "What are you talking about? Like, you're like, obviously an attractive
easy
person."
For you to say, yeah. But the ultimate message is right. You should accept the way you look, I guess. But
do you think there's a large percentage of guys? A lot of the focus on body acceptance and acceptance for how you look is put on girls, I think, because. I guess you could say that they're held to more obvious beauty standards, at least through media. Do you think it's similar for guys and it's just 100%. Not talked about?
100%.
Yeah.
Guys, like, it's. I wouldn't say it's worse. I'd say it's equal. The amount of bullshit you see on Instagram where all these guys are just jacked up on God knows what.
Yeah.
Like all you got to do is a bit of research and you'll find out 90% of the bodies you see in magazines and stuff are not natural.
Not natural.
They're not natural.
No.
Like, your I'm trying to net, like, your Marvel hero characters have taken some sort of steroid. What was that comedian from, I think it was like Always Sunny, who like got ripped or whatever?
Oh,
so there was like this comedian or whatever, like he was
Kareem.
Something like that. I don't know.
Maybe not Kareem.
Some guy, he got like pretty ripped. It's like he was like, he got fat, and then there was like this photo, you've probably seen it. It was like him with a belly, and then like, then an episode down later, he's like ripped. And then I remember he was doing an interview and they're like, oh, like where he responds to internet comments. And someone was like, oh, this is 100% done through steroids. And he's like, oh, as a joke, like he's a funny guy. He was like, oh, I just have a naturally high level of testosterone. And like obviously implying that he did.
Yeah, like,
and it's just like
something, supplements of
what
some
hurts.
sort.
What's super annoying to me is that it's totally fine if you take steroids and you look that way. Because it still takes a lot of effort to like become that lean ripped person.
As someone 100%. That doesn't work out that much, I can't just take steroids and look.
Yeah, jacked. No, you still need to eat. You still need to exercise. But it's just they should just, because there's guys out there that are like, I want to look like that. Hit the gym for like 3 months and they don't look anything like that.
No.
You know what I mean? And they're just going to be constantly striving for something that's just not possible.
It takes time.
It's the same thing with like, it's just. It annoys me. It's like just come out and say like, yeah, I took some steroids, but I also worked hard, and that's how I got to this level. And it's like that's cool.
I think there's a big push on like you see interviews with movie stars. I think I may have mentioned this before on the podcast, but big like interviews with movie stars, and they're like, tell us about your workout regime.
They're like, oh, I eat lots of chicken,
And they're
just
just like-
chicken and rice, you
They're
know,
just
and just lifting weights.
It'll be-
you know what it is, and
it'll
it's
be
just like
gym-
that's not what happened.
It'll be gym 3 times a day.
Yeah.
They're eating nothing but chicken, broccoli, and rice,
Yep.
and they're just always depressed. They're
Yeah.
like, it's shit.
Yeah.
Never do it.
They're-
They're like, it's so
Everyone's just
unattainable.
Like, I don't like
whether or
it
not
at
they're
all.
taking, whether or not, say, Hemsworth takes supplements to reach the body of Thor or whatever, like he might do it
He
naturally or
definitely
whatever.
does, I reckon, 100%.
But whether or not they're doing it naturally, they're still very much like it's not attainable through like if you were working
Through
a
natural
nine,
means.
if you're working a 9 to 5 job,
Oh, cool.
unless you're a PT, you can't fucking do that.
They're like,
it's
I'm getting paid for this shit,
it's
and
my
I found
job.
it hard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of it's just
I
really.
can't even
annoying.
imagine being
It's
an
like
actor.
you hear them. They're
Yeah.
like 2 days a week for like 6 months,
Yeah.
and then it's just like it's just.
I
don't know how they do
remember there being a big Brie Larson
it.
was cast in the role of Captain Marvel.
Mm.
There was a lot of like, I don't know, she tends to cop a lot of hate
She does. She says some dumb things.
as an actor. I don't really care. I'm all for it. I think she's great in Captain Marvel.
She
like,
said,
I think she's that bad.
Did you see her thing, like her speech, where she's like, I only talk to female reporters because it's a male-dominated industry, and it's like I kind of get the
Yeah.
message, but it's just,
Yeah.
I think she does get a little bit too much hate.
I
but
don't really like know too much about that side of
Mm.
the drama around her. But I remember seeing a comment that was like, Brie Larson is I think she's attractive,
Yeah,
but I wouldn't say she's a Chris Hemsworth equivalent of the female kind. You know what I mean?
No, I
Like,
get what you mean.
Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans or any of the Marvel guys, like maybe except for Robert Downey Jr., but he's a bit of an older character.
Mm.
The idea is that they're like top peak physical men.
Cream of the
Like
crop.
they're the cream of the crop, you know? But apparently people were upset that Brie Larson, who like
Wasn't very attractive or something.
why aren't females cast to similar roles held to the same standards? Why isn't she incredibly like cut and expected to be incredibly fit in the same way?
Pretty good shape. I don't know.
In the same way that the guys are, and it's
Well, like,
almost gone.
Can you imagine if they like? Because in every superhero movie,
Well-
there's a topless scene.
Yeah.
What if there's like, what are they just going to pull in a bikini scene? People would go mad. You know what I mean? It's just kind of.
Because like, but it's perfectly okay to sexualize the guys.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It goes back to that thing where it's like,
in all the guys.
where it's like, if there's outrage on that, but it's like, the girls are like, oh, positivity and stuff, and it's like, same thing happens with the guys, but it's way less. It's way less.
I don't want it to sound like
prevalent.
I'm being like, girls are just crying about beauty standards and stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying at all.
No, they definitely
I'm
like
saying
cop
that,
it for
like,
real, but
yeah.
it's just like,
They just guys cop
But, like,
it
guys get it as
in
well.
different ways, and I
Yeah.
think a much more quiet way. It's more like it's okay to comment on a guy's
it's
body.
like, there's just so many
But
like
it's not.
unnatural things
Yeah.
that these actors do that they just
Yeah.
need to just be like, yeah, I took steroids. It's not a big deal. It's
fine.
like, yeah, I took a little bit, to boost my
yeah.
recovery or whatever, and it's whatever. It's not a big deal. They should just fucking tell us.
I've been watching I forget, GQ maybe they do some company do actors roundtables on YouTube, and they just
And they have all the
just
actors
get a
and
bunch
stuff.
of actors or directors sitting around in a table.
Yeah.
I've been watching a bunch that's like a bunch of male tables, a bunch of like completely female directed tables and stuff like that, and it's so interesting. Like, so many female actors have been turned down for roles because they've been like too pretty to play the ugly role, or to play the best friend role. But then an equal amount have been turned down because like they're not hot enough to play the ex-girlfriend role, or something like these weird typecast like ideas that people have in their mind about like a story and a character. They just get turned down because of the way they look.
Well, it's the same thing happens with with Thor. I can't rock up and be Thor, can I? So
Well, no,
it's like, you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
just like, but like, I get what you're saying.
It's
Imagine just be like, oh, so
blows my
you're too
mind.
pretty. Oh, wow, guys,
Yeah.
I'm devastated.
Well, I think even if no matter what I think that would be shit. No matter what. Imagine being like, I guess
it's a pressure to the way you look. I guess.
I
So
guess
it's
you
just
can
sort of
just
like,
say that's business. That's
Yeah.
the way it is. We're
That's just
producing
like-
a product. We want the best for our
we
product.
want that. You know what I
So-
mean? It's a shame.
What do you think of classic transformation scenes? Like have you seen The Princess Diaries? No?
No.
So Anne Hathaway.
I don't know.
Do you know who Anne Hathaway is?
No.
Alright, let me think of another example. I can't really remember. Okay, it's a typical scene where like someone who's not so attractive,
Yeah.
which is just usually a very attractive actress
Just like dressed up in bad
that
clothes.
is dressed
kinda
up in
thing.
bad
Yeah.
clothes, and then they go through a transformation scene,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they're the hottest thing in the world.
Yeah,
and everyone
yeah.
like starts treating them differently.
Mm.
Do you think there's some
What am I-
truth in attractive people being treated differently?
Oh, for sure.
You
I
reckon?
definitely think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
No, for like, I'm just
Like-
I'm trying to think of like how I can word it, but I definitely think.
So
Sorry, there was an explosion
there was an
outside.
explosion outside.
I wonder if it will come up on here. See that?
So-
Bang.
I forget
Um,
where we're at, but
You were saying, do attractive people have an easier time?
yeah.
in
Do you
life?
think in the same way that we talk about like white privilege or male privilege?
Oh, I wouldn't say it's like
Or,
that
like,
much,
do
but
you
I
think there's
definitely
an
think there's
attract-
like a slight.
Do you think
Like,
there's an attractiveness privilege to a certain degree?
yeah, I think there is for
You
sure.
reckon?
Mm.
It's just easier for those people? Like,
Yeah.
what do you...
I think
What do
there's
you
just
think
like
it's-
a slight bias to maybe more easier on the eye looking people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For like
think
job
it's-
interviews and
I think
stuff.
it's been recent.
Look,
I think it's there's definitely
There's
like
a job interview,
research
right?
behind it.
You're conducting the job interview.
Okay.
2 people come in.
Yeah.
Exact same like resume experience, you know, all this kind of stuff. But then
Putting me
one of
on the
them is
spot.
like really charismatic and like, you know, quite an attractive young man, you know, like, oh,
Yeah,
shake your hand. Other one's a bit more shy, a bit like, oh.
Okay,
you know.
well, no, that's going to personality.
No, but I'm trying to explain. One's more attractive than the other, basically.
Right.
Who are you going to pick? You know what I mean? Are you going to be like, pick the unattractive one? Are you going to pick the attractive one? You know what I mean?
Well, I would hope that I'd pick them on their character and how well they portray themselves.
They both portray themselves exactly the same.
Okay, so same personality,
Same personality.
same everything.
I'll go back on. Sorry. Same personality.
Same. They're both charismatic guys.
If it was just like a 2-minute interview.
Both
You only got like a little glimpse of their personality. You'd say they're about the same.
make a few jokes here and there. They're chill
crack a little
dudes.
banter, you know what I mean?
Ooh, like I don't.
Be shallow, Michael. Just say it.
No, because like
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
There
think
would
I
be something like that would outlie the other, not in terms of attractiveness,
Yeah.
but I feel like if it all came down to
It's-
which, like, everything was just the same, like everything, but one was a little bit more attractive than the other, then you might be like, you know, all right, I'll give it to this.
the
guy.
way I see it is like if someone's an attractive person, in terms of like quality of character, they're already sitting a bit higher because you expect it.
Hmm.
Because you expect beautiful person, beautiful personality. Like it's
It's not always, but like especially
always the
especially
case.
on the shallow end,
Yeah,
they're very much easier to talk to,
Yeah.
and they're like, because you
Yeah.
know they probably hang out with.
it's like
friends.
it's a friendly face. You know,
Yeah,
a kid, a small child is gonna find it a lot easier to go up to a friendly face than someone that isn't such a friendly face.
yeah.
And so
That's
I
why
don't-
you pick the handsome fella.
that's why it's a fella. Oh man.
Evil.
I remember I was listening to a podcast once. There's an actor named Charlie Clausen who he's on a bunch of stuff in Australia. I think he's on Neighbours, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
And he had a little segment on this podcast, and he was talking about the hiring process of like film and TV.
Yep.
And after he got the job and had been on the show for like 10 years not 10 years, like 2 years that he had been on, he was a main character. He, in the office of his boss, like of the show's writers and stuff, he found the audition tapes for his role from a bunch of other actors.
Ooh.
And
okay.
he nicked them because he was interested. He's like, oh, I wonder, you know.
Who else
Interested.
went for it?
Interested. He didn't say who else went for it, but he said he was looking through them, right? And he said in the podcast that each one of these people could have got the role like I did.
Really?
There was absolutely nothing wrong with their acting.
Yeah.
There was absolutely nothing wrong with them as people.
Mm.
You know, they acted brilliantly on their audition tapes. Like, there's absolutely no reason they could have gotten picked.
Then how did
And
he get
he was confused, and he's like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not even a standout amongst these guys. Like, I'm not even probably the best actor here. He went back to his boss, and he's like, look, I'll be honest, I nicked them. But why me? Like, why did I get picked? And the boss was just like, when we're writing, we have just something little idea
Of what they
of
look
what we
like.
want this person to be.
Yeah.
And if you're not that person, no matter how good of an actor you are, you're not going to get picked.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that translates to real life. People have expectations about what you're going to be like as a person, and it can be for no reason whatsoever. They're just not what you expect,
Yeah.
and so you won't get picked for that.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true.
It's probably the same. In
When
job
people are writing
interviews and
story,
things.
you know, they have like, it's like when
you have an idea.
you ever have like you ever read a book and they turn into a movie and
Yeah.
they're like, I didn't really expect that main character to look like that.
No.
But yeah.
No.
Happened with me, Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Sucked.
That's not a very good movie, is it?
Nah, it's not. It was awful. They did that book dirty, bro. It was a good book to begin with, but
yeah.
What's up?
I've got on this sheet UFC sword fighting.
Yeah. So basically, I had this idea the other day. I was thinking, UFC, right? Ultimate Fighting Championship,
Yeah.
Basically, the premise of UFC is like, whoever wins is the ultimate fighter. It combines every sort of aspect. Like, it's just beating the other person. There's no, like, rules about, like, besides, like, getting kicked in the balls or, like, getting kicked in the face.
You can't eye gouge or anything like that.
That kind of stuff.
Like cheap shots.
Take cheap shots out. It's like the ultimate fighter, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what's cool about Star Wars? Sword fighting, right? Everyone likes a lightsaber duels. It's the best part. Why don't they do like an Ultimate Fighting Championship sword? Not like real swords, but I'd say
round sticks.
I'd say like solid wooden swords, and like can you imagine just like
a sharp edge?
Nah, I wouldn't say there's any cutting involved. I'd say it's more like
I'd say it's more like a stick. Like a round stick, right?
Yeah, I'd say something like that.
About the thickness of a lightsaber, you'd say?
Yeah. And they were just like, can you imagine two guys just going, do, like just hitting each other and they're like blocking shots and they're like hitting each other? I wouldn't say there's like, it wouldn't be like the UFC with like knockouts and stuff.
No.
But it'd be really entertaining to watch.
Submission.
Just like with points, like that guy hit this guy this amount of times, you know what I mean?
Well, I guess
he's getting really, really, really good with his reach, I'm like, that's cool.
Isn't that just fencing though?
Fencing is a little more like traditional, but like you point him in the chest and it's like, fair game, back to the center. This is just like, beating each other in the face, you know what I mean?
Oh, you got me, sir.
Oh, yes.
Well done.
Very, very
well
shot.
done. Very good shot.
Yeah. But
whereas
this is like, they...
fuck, stop beating me with a stick, please.
Caning his chin, just, you know what I mean? I'm saying it has potential. It has potential. Dana White, the UFC CEO, give me your ring.
You decide the dollar amount. Hit us up.
Look, I've got a money amount in my head, but I'm willing to negotiate.
A negotiable
amount. I was watching, which was really interesting actually. I was watching a little bit of history about the UFC. I'll tell you a little story. Okay. So basically, ages ago, I want to say like 1997. 1997 is when they first started the UFC, like ever. Mm-hmm. And lots of people were like, "Oh, what's this? This is kind of dumb." And it's grown into a massive sport as what it is today. But ages ago, the UFC also does like this reality TV show called The Ultimate Fighter.
Yep.
So they get like a whole bunch of fighters and they have like, reality TV. They have like famous coaches who coach each other's teams and they have fights and there's ultimately a winner, right? At the end.
Right.
And the winner gets like a UFC contract and they get to go into the
little bit like MasterChef, but for UFC fighters.
But the UFC fighters, exactly right. So they do that. So the very first season, going back like ages ago, they had like the two finalists and they were about to fight. And the UFC at the time had lost its like publishing deal with someone. They were like close to bankruptcy, the UFC was. So like they were having this two guys fight. I don't know their names, I forgot. And it was a really entertaining fight. Like these both guys just put it all on the line. They're both just like bloodied up and just punching and just going for it. And then like one of them ultimately won and then like the other one was like really upset and they're like, "Oh, that was an amazing fight." Like everyone was like, "That was incredible." So entertaining. Everyone's on their feet and whatever.
Yeah.
So one guy won, so he won like a new car and the UFC contract and stuff. So then Dana White came out and he's like, "Oh, look, it was such a great fight. There's no losers today. The other person will also get a UFC contract as well." So they both ended up getting UFC contracts. But what was interesting about that fight was so many people watched it that the publishing company came back and in the parking lot of that event went to Dana White and said, "Can we sign a new deal?"
Jeez.
For the UFC because that was so entertaining and so many people watched it. I think it was like up in the millions of people. Like,
yeah, it was just such
people were just ringing each other, "Bro, you gotta come watch this fight. This is crazy." And these both dudes just going for it.
Man,
that was crazy. Yeah, it was.
It's funny
cool
how
fight.
just a single little
thing can happen.
Can alter the reality.
It's just funny how it started, but back in 1990, so many people were just like, "This is so," and then it's massive now. Like,
it had I'm pretty sure it had a really bad reputation.
It had a rocky start.
It was like people were like, "This is brutal. This is too brutal."
People compared it to like cockfighting. People called it to like wrestling. Like it was just a bit of a joke kind of thing. Yeah. Because like lots of people see like boxing as like this fine art where it's like
Yeah.
satisfying to watch kind of thing. Whereas,
Yeah.
UFC is just bloodied faces just getting swung.
Yeah.
But I think it's just developed into a better thing nowadays. So
It used to be kind of looked down upon.
it was, back in the
Right.
day, they just never had drug companies come in. Like, they were just roided up dudes who would just go in and just clash heads with each other.
I still think an Olympics where you can take whatever the hell you want is a great idea.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Like
It's just like,
sports where
see
they
how
just,
high we really can jump
Yeah,
with
let's-
all kind
let's
of
do it.
drugs we got. Like,
Let's
just
do
go
it.
for it. It's like, have you seen the Usain Bolt? It's like out of the top 10 fastest runners, Usain Bolt's the only one that hasn't been tested positive for some kind of performance enhancing drug. Have you seen that?
Yeah, no, I
It
haven't.
was something along those lines. Maybe it was like one or
I
two.
think give it a few years, someone will come, like some high school kid will come out of the woodwork and be like, he's the new fastest in the world. Like,
Records keep getting
you just,
broken.
you just gotta
It's just the science into like health.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
It's just
people getting better at eating right and training better,
Mm.
more efficiently, and people just get, better at it.
it's like, it's such a difficulty finding that person though.
Yeah.
It's like, not only do you have to wait for someone that's just basically a genetic anomaly
Mm.
that's just ridiculously quick, is built for running,
Mm.
like Usain Bolt, but it's a matter of like,
Whether they choose running or not.
are they, do they start running in high school?
You could
Or
be
do they
incredible
start-
chef, Michael, but you just never know.
What if they just don't like it? What if they're fast as hell but just don't like running that much?
Or they just, maybe they had to pay some bills at home and they just had to give up running or something. Yeah.
There has to be someone faster than Usain Bolt, right?
You think so?
I reckon.
Let's
Mu-
go find them.
there must be.
Start a series on it.
Probably in some poor village across the world, there's some runner
I'm sure.
that just
There's probably some fast
is
people out there.
ridiculously quick, outruns
like that,
tigers or some shit.
It's like that marathon in under 15 minutes, was it? Or 5 minutes?
The 5 hour.
No, it was that guy who, he ran a marathon in less than a certain amount of time, which I forgot it was.
I think it was 5 hours.
Oh, was it?
They cracked the 5 hour marathon.
Was it? I thought it was shorter than that. I thought it was like an hour. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's kind of cool.
Maybe it's like 3 or 4 hours. I don't know.
I want to hit you with some knowledge,
Okay.
some facts,
Give me some facts.
with some shoes.
Okay.
This is a bit of a throwback to a couple episodes ago.
Oh, your shoes?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're talking about the shoes you bought for me for my birthday.
Yes, I bought you a pair of
So to catch everyone up,
Air Maxes.
Michael and a few of my friends chipped in and bought me a really nice pair of Air Max 97 all black shoes for my birthday.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice shoes. So, unfortunately, when I got them and I tried them on, I slipped them on after my birthday party. They were really tight. And Michael rang me when he bought them. He normally gets, I'm normally a size 10. And he's like, hey bro, what size shoe are you? I'm like, size 10, my brother. So it was really weird. Like, I couldn't get it in, at all. Like, it wasn't like I could slip it in.
Some shoes just have a different make.
Yeah, I think it was just thinner or whatever.
Yep.
So I was like, damn, gonna have to go back and return them.
Did you take your second pair of socks off?
No,
you
I
tried
didn't.
them on?
Oh,
Did you,
bugger
did you take off your other pair of shoes, Sean, before you tried them on?
Just shoe and shoe. Just, yeah, so then I remember you were there, obviously. So I had the receipt.
Yep.
Went back to the place you bought it from, and I was like, hey, I just want to get a size up of these. So the manager got the shoes, and she saw there was a bit of sock fluff in them, obviously evidence of wearing them. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't shying away. I had to try them on because I got them as a gift. And they said, nah, not taking them, sorry. And I was like, oh, damn, I'm a bit of a novice when it comes to returns. I was like, easy. Go home, clean them up, get a lint roller, just wipe off the little bit of fluff, bring them back tomorrow, and we'll be sweet. Went back the next day, and so I walked up to the desk, and I was like, hey, it was a different person. I was like, I just want to swap these shoes over for a bigger size. Yeah, cool, nice. He walks away, and then I see the manager, who I did talk to, walk into the back, and she's like, you can see she's looking at me, and I'm like, I'm not hiding it. I was here yesterday. Yeah, I just cleaned them up. And the guy comes back, he's like, yeah, you've already tried to return these, hey? I was like, yeah, I was here yesterday. I just came back, cleaned them, they're brand new. He's like, yeah, bro, we can't take it. And I was like, they're brand new.
Yeah.
I just, look at them. You cannot find an evidence of wearing on them at all. And he's like, yeah, sorry, you can take the soles out or something if they don't fit, but that's all I can do, sorry. And I was like, so I'm pretty sure I told you that they swapped them over.
No, you said you had to go to a different store.
So I went to a different store.
Right.
So I was like, on the way to a different... I had the idea. I was like, oh, why don't I try a different store? Because you're allowed to return if it's a different store. Go to the different store. Hop out of the car. Pull open the box. I've lost a receipt. There's no receipt in the box. So I must have just thrown out the receipt. I was like, oh, fuck. So people can still do returns if you don't have the receipt. You just got to give them like the day, the time, how much money you spend. I know exactly what time and day you bought it because you rang me when you bought it. So I went to the place. I was like, hey, look, I just want to swap these shoes over for a bigger size. My friend got them for me for a birthday. I know, but I don't have the receipt. They're like, oh, look, we might be able to contact the other store, get the, get the information. Like, do you know, like, what time and what day roughly? I knew exactly. So I was like, this day and this much money was spent. So anyways, I walked around for a bit. They couldn't get in contact. And they're like, oh, we'll just, we'll call you back or whatever. So the next day I got a call back from the Miranda store. And they're like, hey, come in. We found your receipt. And I'm like, I can't go in because obviously they already know me because there's probably a sign saying don't let this man in.
Totally.
Thinking back on, there's a lot of things I could have done. I could have got like someone else to try and return them or something like that, different face. So anyways, I couldn't return them. I had to sell them online, and then I bought a new pair. So that's the evidence. That's why I haven't worn them in ages.
Okay, right,
yeah,
right.
That's why. Because I remember the other day you were like, "Oh, like did you end up getting your shoes returned?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I had to. I literally only sold them like last week.
How much?
So they go brand new $250. I sold them for $200.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
It's my own fault. It's no one's fault. It's just stupidity.
Like you paying $50 for a pair of really nice shoes.
Yeah, I honestly don't mind. But yeah,
I can't even remember if I paid $250 for them.
Well, no, I know how much they are brand new.
Oh, really?
But like, there was a few of you split it up. Right. But yeah, that's the story I wanted to tell you.
That's great.
Because honestly, look, lesson learned: if you ever return shoes, make sure that they're like literally no speck of evidence on them.
No speck.
Normally, when you buy a pair of shoes, you buy them in stores, so like you try them on there before you buy them.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously it was a gift, so I had to try them on when I was home and stuff. And I remember like she showed us the shoe, and there was some like sock fluff, so it was fair to her. I think just the policy was just like, if there's any evidence of wear, don't get it. It's not so much like, is it fixable? It's just like, if there's any evidence, don't.
It's the type of thing where like no one's going to want to buy obviously worn shoes.
But they weren't like, I cleaned them, you know what I mean? And then I was like, I didn't fight it because I was like, oh, it's cool, I'll just come back tomorrow like and clean them. You can't do that. As soon as you've tried, you can't do it. I just didn't know that. So I was like, oh. So yeah, if you ever try to return something, make sure you can do it. But I wasn't even returning it. I was just getting the size up. I just wanted to size up. It was so frustrating. I just wanted the size. I really like these shoes.
Just wanted an exchange.
Yeah. Anyways,
I bought a new pair of shoes yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
UGG.
You bought some Uggies?
UGG. UGG, the brand.
Yeah.
They're really expensive.
What store did you get it from?
Have you ever looked at the UGG? There's an UGG
Oh, the
shop.
UGG, UGG store.
So UGG boots, which are like the fluffy,
bro, they're like $300.
The sheepskin
Easily.
boots that you buy. They're like, they're expensive.
Yeah.
Like really expensive for a nice pair.
Yeah.
You can just go to Woolies and get the same thing that's like polyester for like...
You can buy some cheap $10
$20, yeah. And they do the same thing basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. But I didn't know this until I walked in the shop yesterday. They sell boots, like proper boots.
Yep.
Like kind of fancier, like wearing, like kind of like your Windsor Smith type.
Your Iron Williams.
Your Iron Williams type. They sell boots. And they have a little bit of fur lining inside, like a wool lining. Sheepskin. I looked at these boots and they were $300. But it was a DFO, like a direct factory outlet. And they were on sale. There was one pair left, which is the size I wanted.
What size shoe are you? 11?
10. But they're 9s, and I tried them on. They're like perfect snug fit.
They're just snug fit.
Yeah, it's like one of those situations where the sizing's a bit different.
Yeah.
But I tried them on, and they were on sale for $99. So I got a $300 pair of shoes down to $99.
You should sell them brand new for $250.
Ooh, maybe I should. But I want to wear them. I like boots a lot.
You're a boot type of dude.
I'm a very traditional style type of guy.
Yeah.
I like some knit sweaters. I like your regular. I just like your regular t-shirts.
You like your boots,
like
and
your
stuff
boots,
like that.
chinos, kind of like a more smart smart
casual
kind of wear. That's also what you wear as a teacher.
Yeah.
So you have to have leather enclosed shoes for the workshop.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
I'm more of a streetwear kind of sneaker tracky type of thing.
It's just not my style, to be honest. Nothing wrong with it,
but yeah, I found transitioning to work clothes as opposed to normal clothes not hard, but different for sure. It's like real. I had I've mentioned before, but I had a summer internship, so I just wore like long chinos and a short sleeve polo. Easy, right? I wore that like every day. But then now, when I came back to work, I'm working at the same place. Now it's winter. And I mentioned to Michael before the podcast, I was like, "Oh man, it's cold outside. What am I going to wear?" All I have is like hoodies. I'm not going to wear a hoodie to work. Like people do, but like, you know, I'm starting there. I'm kind of new. I want to be presentable.
You want to be smart.
So I was like, "Oh man, what do I?" I ended up finding like a nice jacket to wear. It's not mine, it's my brother's. But it's just like, I'm still in need of some kind of like...
You need some nice winter wear.
kind of winter clothes. I'm probably going to buy one of the work clothes like thing eventually, merch kind of thing. But yeah, it was just very different.
You should get some like knit sweaters.
Yeah, some people wear sweaters and stuff, but I wore them in high school. I don't like wearing them. You know what I mean? I don't like wearing them.
No, I love wearing them.
I find it so interesting seeing what people sort of wear to work, kind of gauge it. So lots of people I've seen polo shirt, but like I wear like my shirt tucked in, like, you know, like sort of formally dressed up polo shirt. They wear like some people wear, you know, steel cap boots, you know, like what's that brand of like the tradies wear like long work pants, like
King G or
like King G, like tradie pants, and then like a polo shirt, like that's like real casual, I guess you could say, but like, yeah, you can wear that. Then you've got the opposite spectrum where people, you know, button up shirt, sweaters, chinos, boots, you know, and then it's just such a different thing. Whereas people, you know, those people are still at the same level. Like, I'm not saying these are, but it's just interesting to see what people wear, kind of thing.
In my experience, at least in the placements for university that I've done, what a teacher is wearing is a pretty good reflection on their approach and professional. Yeah,
for sure.
Professional level to teaching. If they're in a suit and tie when they don't need to be, but they are, or like they have a really professional approach to their work and they're really good at what they do. Or sometimes you get those people that are like, they wear that, but they kind of try too hard or think they're a lot better at their job than they are. But they're not. So maybe what I'm really saying,
look the part sometimes.
What I'm really saying is it doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
Because sometimes you get those people that are shit.
I usually gauge it off my boss / manager what they wear. You have a look and you're
safe.
like, okay,
pretty
if they're wearing a sweater and stuff, I'll wear a bit more formal. Even though I have workmates who wear something a bit more casual, I'm like, you know, I'll wear the same things, sort of gauge around that sort of genre of clothes as they do.
I know at at the placement that I'm starting now, I just have to wear a collar.
Okay,
it can be a polo, it can be a short sleeve button shirt, it could be a long sleeve, but there's no real rules around tucking it in. There's no real rules around.
You're right. You can bleep that out. Oh, because I was talking to a friend of ours, and I'm pretty who also does teaching. And he was talking about where his placements were. Did he tell you? I'm pretty sure he told you.
Yeah.
And I was like,
he doesn't have his yet.
Yeah, he was telling us about where he has to go, like his options. And I was like, oh, that's rough. Like they're really bad.
Far away.
And he's like, yeah. Michael's going to. I was like, that dog, eh? You go around the corner, and then you.
First placement was about a 200-meter walk.
200-meter walk, and then now he's going to a suburb next to him.
My second placement was a 10-minute drive.
And then now this is probably like a 5-minute drive. Oh, you cheeky little dog.
But sometimes it's a little too close to home.
Yeah, you'd prefer to be somewhere out there.
When you're dealing with kids, it's a bit embarrassing, like shopping on the weekend and seeing them there, seeing around. And
my sister found that as well.
Sir. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm generally a pretty chill. I don't care if I.
Are you looking forward to working there?
Yeah,
at this particular school.
Yeah, definitely. They have a really good tech program. This isn't interesting to anyone, but I did go and visit, and they had a really, really cool. Yeah,
I've heard they're really they do metalwork there. Cool, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they have a garage with like a bunch of students' cars in it.
Yep,
and they do mechanics.
Yeah.
So for their major works, quick backstory: in the HSC, you can do mechanics or like industrial technology, like
mechanical work or whatever.
And for every industrial tech subject, you submit a major work. So it's just a big project that you work on throughout the year, and you submit documentation for it, like your fault that you
It's like a
submit
full folio
evidence,
and stuff.
evidence that you've completed this thing. In woodwork, you could make like a chest of drawers or a couch or a dining table, whatever.
Yeah.
And you submit it, and that's your major work that you submit to be marked or whatever. Textile students can make dresses. Doesn't matter. Mechanics kids, because it's like you can't build a car, obviously.
Yeah.
But they'll do like turbo conversions or an automatic to manual transmission conversion on their like
That's
car.
cool.
And so all these kids, they just bought bombs at the start of their school year, and they're using school time to do up their cars. And they,
Do they fund it or the school fund it?
It's like a regular major work, so you have to fund it yourself.
You have to fund it yourself.
But like $600 in parts on a pretty shitty car,
you buy a $1,000 car and it's
go a long way.
parts.
And you have someone there that's a professional that can help you. It's
I remember
tools,
I was talking
resources. Like it's an amazing program.
I was talking to I was tutoring someone from that school and they were talking about people like for their major work like rebuilding engines and stuff. I'm like, I'd way much rather rebuild engines than what I did. Not that I didn't enjoy woodwork, but that's so cool.
It's very cool.
And it's such a handy skill to have. That's such an important skill.
Mechanics are one of those trades where you do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Depending on how deep you want to go into it, it's like fitting and turning if you need to make new parts.
Yeah.
You deal with pressure systems.
You do electrical stuff.
You deal with electrical.
Yeah. It's like everything combined.
It's basically plumbing as well, like some of these components. Like it's incredible stuff, and you learn so many skills.
It's just one of those things that you'll use throughout your life. Every car, like you can do maintenance on it, you can do all that kind of stuff. Like learning how to do a service on your car is probably one of the best things.
A lot of people don't realize that when you go in for a service, they just do a general look around your car. And they definitely change the oil, check the brake pads, maybe change them.
Yeah.
And then
charge you more if they do.
And then just fill up your fluids.
Yeah.
You can buy all that and do it yourself.
It's literally $50.
In a day.
Oil and a filter is like
it's $50,
$60.
Yeah.
It's like you just drain the oil. It's like 2 seconds.
And it costs you $300 to get it for service.
Yeah.
Or
it's just like... I'll never be taking cars to a service.
If you have unless you have a new car that's under
warranty,
they do things like that.
If that at that point it's free, they do those services.
They do it. The dealerships will do it for you.
Yeah, but it's
if you have an older car, just look up 2000. Mine's a 2006 Mazda 6. I just look up 2006 Mazda 6 2.3 liter engine oil. How to change the oil.
Yeah,
and it will just be a super informative.
The only
video
thing confusing
or tutorials
is where the plug is. That's about it. And then once you do that,
but if you watch the video, you know how to access it. It's fine.
And then it's like you literally go into Super Cheap Auto and they have a little iPad there. It's like, what car is it? This. What make is it? This.
Yeah.
It's like, what year? This. What engine? This. It's like, here's your oil. Here's your filter. Go grab it. Go buy it. Go have fun. Interesting story about car maintenance. One time,
go on.
Me and my family at the start of the year, we go up the coast to Foster. So it's a 4-hour drive. And I had to stay back because I had work or something like that. So I was going up later than my family. What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at how long we've got.
Oh, it's we're at 58 at the moment.
Cool.
So that they were leaving before me. So I had the house to myself. So me and my dad were like, oh, we'll go do the maintenance on the car I'm going to drive up. The black car, the one I drove now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Take it out of the back. Like take it to the garage, prop it up and stuff. Dad's like, all right, let's, we'll crack the plug on the bottom and empty out the oil. We'll look underneath and we're like, well, like which one is, I don't know actually. And then we're like, I'm like, I think it's, I could look it up. Dad's like, nah, it's this one. Crack it open, drain out all the oil. You beauty, mate. Like, we'll just go check the dipstick, make sure it's coming out. Oh, dipstick says it's full.
What did you take out?
Oh, that's the automatic transmission. Fluid. Oh, can't drive without automatic transmission fluid, hey Dad? And there's a lot of swearing and anger ensues. Basically, like you can top up the automatic transmission fluid. There's like a tiny dipstick, and it's like a tiny hole. You gotta get a funnel for it. But my dad's like, look, I don't want to make any more damage to this damn vehicle. We'll just get out a mobile mechanic and do it while we're away.
Right.
So he came and did it and just like topped it up. He's like, yeah, it's all good to go.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it was just a funny story. It's like just Google it if you're confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it still confused me to that car. But one plug is like directly underneath where you think the sump would be. The sump is where the oil is.
Yep.
Then there's another one that's like on the back, like I'm trying to describe, but like on the back of the vehicle, like a real random place.
Yeah.
That's the oil plug.
That's the oil plug.
Yeah. I made like the other few months ago. I was like, let me look it up.
Yeah.
I was like, I just get confused. I just got to make sure. But yeah, 100% just look it up. Like it's the same thing going back
easy.
to
Or if you have a friend that knows his mechanics, it takes a day. Just like
buy him a beer.
Buy him a beer, a case of beers. Cost you $40.
Even then,
you
like,
save so much money in the future.
Go help them as well. It's not like it's a 2-person job. It takes like 10 minutes easily.
It's easy.
It's like going back to a friend of ours. Well, not a friend. Someone suggested a few weeks ago. Remember when we asked for topics and they said, "Why do people buy brand new cars?"
Yep.
Just to go back onto that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Buying new cars is dumb. I think it's silly. You agree?
Financially,
it's silly.
Not the best idea, especially if you're not financially what you'd consider well off.
Yep.
And you can't buy a brand new car outright. Don't buy it.
Don't buy an outright.
Don't finance it. It's not worth the money.
Don't finance cars.
The interest rates are too high to finance your car, and you end up spending like at least $10,000 more on a $40,000 car
easily.
Which it's $10,000 you don't need.
Like
to spend.
the interest you pay on it ends up being like a nice car that you could have bought.
Yeah.
Go on to carsales.com. Just put in like minimum 10,000, which is $10,000 gets you a real nice car.
Yeah.
Fine. Even then, put in like 12,000.
Like
you can bargain him down or something.
I would say a bomb of a car is in the $500 to $1,500 range.
Yeah.
And then past that, you get
even
into
a
like
$3,000, $5,000 car is fine.
They're fine. You just regularly maintain it like you normally do.
Maintenance.
Just
give it a quick overlook.
Look at the maintenance log and just be like, has it been regularly maintained? If it has, then it's most likely probably going to be sweet.
Yep. It's like all it takes is a couple Google YouTube videos to be like buying used cars, what to do, and there's so many videos on like going to the inspection, asking what kind of questions, why they're selling it, having a look at the brakes, having a look at the tires, look at the oil, there's like clear red signs that you shouldn't be buying this car. Things like, if it's got this or that, there's so much information.
If you're young and you're buying your first car and it's like, this one has scratches on it, scratches don't like bring down the value of a car at all. They do nothing mechanically to make it last longer or shorter, unless there's proper structural damage to like the chassis and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, you don't want panels missing, of course, but it's like a scratch here and there. People would try and say like, "Oh, it's, I'm not going to pay as much because it's got scratches." Who cares if it has scratches? Yeah. It's whatever. It's about how it runs and whether or not it'll last you.
One tip is if you're going to buy a car, be prepared to walk away without that car that day.
Yep.
If you're going, and you're like, "Oh, it's a really nice car, I might pay that extra $500." Be prepared to just leave without that car.
Don't be looking for reasons to buy a car.
Yeah.
Look for reasons to not buy a car. And if you can find enough reasons to not buy a car, then don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Because it's going to be a poor financial decision and it'll cost you
It'll be worse than buying a new car.
It'll be worse because you'll pay maybe $4,000 in maintenance, having to get a mechanic to like properly do some serious work.
If you're worried, there are so many services out there where mobile mechanics will go to the car that you're about to buy and they'll have a look. Like if you're paying $10,000 and you have no idea what the hell a transmission is, all you got to, they're like $100. They go, "I have a look," and they'll give you a list and they'll be like, "Oh, look, it's probably worth about this much." And you're like, "All right, cool." Yeah. It's as easy as that. Little car buying tips for you.
Little tips.
It's definitely a life skill, but it's just don't buy new cars. Don't buy brand new cars. That's just so silly.
I think we should wrap up.
Especially financing a car. Yes.
Let's wrap up. This might have been a little bit of a shorter episode, but that's fine.
It's about an hour it's about an hour.
Hour and a bit.
Yeah.
With a bit of editing, kind of a few laughs out.
Luckily, I'm not editing this week.
I just cut out all your jokes.
It's just, I'd say what I was thinking. One episode we should do is like cut all the context out and just have us going. Just grab all the breeze. It's just like
It's just that.
It's just us doing that. You should probably cut that out to make sure. That'd be awful.
People are uncomfortable.
Yeah. Also, people. Remember, did you see I put up a post?
The assumptions?
Yeah, we didn't get many people.
Didn't get many.
No, we might do that again.
We might do that next week.
Yeah. There was one person who sent one that I checked. I checked a few hours ago. I'm not sure if anyone else did.
I think we need to figure out how to do it anonymously.
That is anonymous.
I think.
Oh, well,
No,
we
'cause
know who
we
he
can
is.
see who says what.
Oh, so you think, oh, okay.
So I want some anonymous tips.
Okay, we can
'Cause
figure
I think
something
that'll
out.
be more entertaining.
Yeah, that would be.
It'll either be like a bunch of hate,
Yeah.
or
be
like, or secret,
Sean
maybe some
secretly hates
maybe-
Michael. That's the truth.
maybe
brother.
some secret admirers will come out of the woodwork.
Be like,
Mm.
Michael's real sexy. Well,
Ooh,
it's-
maybe
That's
maybe.
definitely, it's not assumption, it's fact.
It's fact.
Facts. All right. We'll wrap it up. Michael, your Instagram, please.
At MOB_Y_Dick. That's Moby Dick.
Sean_Wool99. That's Sean_Wool99. I've been Sean.
Follow us on Instagram, the Young Crumbs Podcast. No
At the
spaces,
Young
no
Crumb-
dots, no underscores, whatever.
Mhm.
Bye.
All right. See you later. Oh, sorry. I wasn't ready to stop it.
That's
Bye.
Bye.